Again, I think the broad majority of members of the House of Representatives support both funding for Ukraine and Israel, as well as support funding for the border. I understand, and we saw it play out in the Republican majority, that there are a fair number of Republicans. I think it's still the minority of the Republican Party that do not want to fund Ukraine. And we saw a few Republicans vote against funding Israel as well. I would hope we could pass it all together. If we have to take each bill up individually, let's take clean bills that don't have any riders on there. And then, if it is about the debt and the deficit, we can come back and revisit that, but we ought to look at everything in total. But let's get that funding to Ukraine and Israel.
We're spending time with Congressman Ami Bera, a Democrat from California. Your leader in the House, Hakeem Jeffries, held a briefing earlier today, Congressman, and said that the Republican conference in the House wants a shutdown. Otherwise, this bizarre laddered continuing resolution that we've been talking about the last 24 hours offered by the Speaker probably wouldn't have been suggested. He says that's the evidence. With that said, we've heard repeatedly that Ukraine funding and some of these other items could actually be attached to a continuing resolution. Is that the last train out of the station? Do you think the government will shut down, or is that a potential solution?
I sure hope not. I mean, look at everything that's taking place in the world. We've got real challenges. A shutdown would also do damage to our own economy at a time where ours is the best economy in the world right now. I don't understand this laddered continuing resolution proposal that the Speaker's put forward. We've never done anything like that.
We haven't found anyone who understands what that is yet.
Exactly. I would urge the Speaker to stick to what he promised when he ran. Let's do a continuing resolution. I think you would find broad support to do a clean CR that would go to January, perhaps to April. And then let's find some breathing room. Let's negotiate a real budget, real appropriation bills. And that's where we can have some of this compromise debate, et cetera. And then let's vote on those bills.
Mm-hmm.
Congressman, just to pivot from the conversations of funding, although obviously they are very much live, I'd like to return to something else that happened earlier this week in the House of Representatives when an expulsion resolution for Congressman George Santos was put on the floor, obviously did not succeed. You voted present at that vote, is that correct?
That is correct.
And why? Why not vote to get him out of there?
So I do believe in the premise, innocent until proven guilty. I voted present because I do think there's a preponderance of evidence that suggests that he was guilty, and he has brought shame to the chamber and shame to the Capitol. That said, the Ethics Committee is doing their investigation. They haven't provided their findings. He does deserve his day in court. I didn't want to exonerate him, but I also think he's innocent until proven guilty, so I voted present.